like, I bet you I'm 60 plus pounds lighter than what I was when I joined, and I'd already lost weight prior to that. I am so much stronger. I'm in pant sizes that I can't tell you the last time I was in that size, and I've been able to maintain it. I think I've been consistently about the same weight for like a year and a half now at this point. I used to be on high blood pressure medicine. I got put on that in my very early 20s.
That's so crazy.
And like finally had been working out Eupraxia for, I want to say maybe 2 years at that point, and then asked the doctor that I was seeing at the time if I could try to go off of it because I'd already shed a bunch of weight, and so she let me give it a try, and I've had very good numbers since then, and I haven't been on it since. I mean, I was a little nervous, obviously, coming in. I was never much of a weightlifter before that, so, you know, using kettlebell, I was like, what's a kettlebell? But I guess I used to be an athlete, so performing in front of people wasn't that unknown to me, but just not knowing what I was doing was probably the biggest thing. I used to stand in the back row.
Right.
And now we're in the Alaska location where I usually work out at, I'm like right up in the front. It'll be 8 years on the 12th. Honestly, it's I love being the 35-minute workouts. That's for sure my go-to. I like that there's a noon workout because I can go right from work straight to the gym. The workouts are consistently different, and they're challenging. And honestly, too, the people I work out with, I love seeing them. Honestly, it was my then boyfriend, almost fiance. It was the one who he saw an ad in the paper and said, let's try this. We were going to the Y and working out almost 2 hours every time we went. And I was seeing some progress, but not nearly what I saw when I joined Eupraxia. Let's see here, mostly treadmill, sometimes the elliptical, and they have like this, I don't know what they have anymore, but they used to have this like little circuits, weightlifting machines, and I would go through and do those circuits. I don't have probably the top weight I ever, because I stopped stepping on a scale, but I remember being like 260. I just remember just being obviously very self-conscious, and sometimes that's like a constant thing you have to like work with, because sometimes I will look at myself in the mirror and not even recognize that that's me at times. So it's like I still am working through some of that stuff, but yeah, I feel like I get treated a little bit differently because I'm fitter, and I definitely feel like I have way more confidence, not so shy to say something to somebody if I feel the need to. We ate pretty good for a long time, but I think it was my portion. That took me a long time to like really start paying attention to how much I was putting on my plate when I ate. I found once I finally really honed in, and because I actually did the 6-week challenge back in I think you had a session at the end of August of 2019, and I was like, I'm just going to do this. I just was over a year after having my Claire, and I felt like a little jump start again, and I did that. I didn't meet the 20 pounds, but I think I lost like 14. I can't remember exactly. And then obviously COVID hit, and I reweighed myself a year later back in August of 2020, and I had lost over 30 pounds total. I've turned it away for so many years now that I don't even see it anymore if it is laying around. I can usually swing around like an 80, but I have gotten I've swung up to 100. Actually, I've tried the 124.
Nice. What do you got with swung?
Between the 70, 80.
That's
I threw up 2 45-pounders for front squats last week. We do a lot of hiking. The goal is, obviously I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and our first big trip coming up this next summer, we're going to go to South Dakota, which is a long car ride for children. But just to be able to be out in nature as much as possible, and eventually slowly keep heading west to get into the mountain ranges more. And currently, everywhere we hike, I usually have a kid on my back. It would be to obviously just do it, just get in the door, and set a goal of going just 3 days a week. You don't have to be a 5-day-a-week type of workout person. Set a goal of 3 days a week and just follow through. It's like you'll be sore, but it gets better, and you'll never hit that soreness ever again. To me, it's the eating.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has been the biggest piece that I have seen the biggest shift in just how I can function. Yeah, I definitely digestion. I've seen dramatic improvements on that, especially cutting out for whatever reason, apparently dairy. Not so much like having to run to the bathroom. It did like the opposite for me. It just I couldn't go, and so cutting that out really helped a lot. And then obviously staying consistent on workouts really keeps me regular. Just stick with the plan. It's going to be hard. Literally, I think what we ended up doing was cleaning out the pantry. Just got rid of all the junk.
Purge.
Yep, purged it out. And when you have that, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock time frame, and you're like me, and I'm still trying to get the kids' stuff taken care of for the next day. It's like there isn't anything junky to lay around, laying around that you want to munch on, kind of thing. So it's like if I end up munching on something, it's a carrot stick or something instead. And noon is my preferred. I'm lucky enough. Usually I can get away at for the noon hour class, and it actually breaks up my day perfectly. I come back in the afternoon with a ton of energy. Anything that may have been bothering me mentally or emotionally or whatever at that earlier in the day, I half the time forget about it, or I can actually tackle it a little more head on without any emotion. Like this week, I actually will be going into a couple days where audits, so I won't be able to go do my noon routine like I want to. So that, you hit a certain day and you're starting to feel a little sluggish, and you hit that mark where it's like you could either take a right. Literally, the driveway at the end of where I work, I either have to take a right or a left. Right to go to the gym, or left to go home, and so you get that hit that literal fork in the road, and it's like which way you're gonna go. My children, for one, they're the number one. I just want to be able to do as much stuff with them as possible. Going on vacations, and I try to be that parent who's actually like climbing in the playground equipment and going up the big slides with them, and doing those types of things, because I don't know, was it last summer we went to like the Wisconsin Dells Kalahari. I think we were staying there for a few days, and I was literally one of two parents on this giant climbing water slide, deep rope, whatever. Otherwise, there was no parent. Everybody hung out at the bottom, and I was actually climbing the equipment with my older Riley. And it was fun. I was helping her get up where she needed to go, and hell no.